just want to say thank you again to all of the people who watched my last video about the XM Studios Batgirl statue that was damaged by custom controls. And thanks again also to all your comments and all the likes and views, because those were really important, because I was so down because of the damaged statue and disappointed. And also special thanks to Alex from XM Studios, and I just wanted to say also I'm still negotiating with customs because of compensations and as soon as I get something new I'll let you know. And in case you haven't watched that last video, I'll leave a link to that, and I just can recommend it to you in case you haven't watched it, because that shows you how little customs care about other people's stuff, and even if it says fragile on the box. Welcome and demoralizer to another episode of Sabassembler. Welcome fellow Sabassemblers and other fellow collectors. Today we're here to unbox the quarter scale XM Studios Bane Samurai Edition. This is a statue I've been anticipating for a long time, and I'm really happy to be able to say I have it here today, and I can't wait to unbox this and share this experience with you. So let's get unboxing this statue. Whoa. Probably I'm so excited I can't even get up. Whoa. Whoa. This is something I've been waiting for a really long time, and I'm really happy about this. Here, as usual, we have the handbook you get with XM Studios statues, and probably the art print. Let's see what we have here today. Wow, this is a really nice picture, as usual you get with XM Studios. This is a really nice one. It's a bit dark, I believe, but it's still pretty nice and always shows just another big picture of the statue and a nice scenery. But let's just put this aside. That's not what we're here for. Just like with the other Samurai Edition, like Batman Samurai Edition statues boxes, you have like a color box. Here it's like a dark brown red with the Batman logo on top and inside. So, and you have the usual nice hardcover XM Studios packaging, which I always love. I hope they keep that up. Wow, and here you have the straps, of course, as usual. And here on the side we have a short story about the background of the Samurai Edition Bane and its story, as usual with the other statues too. Looks like there are a lot of small single pieces to this statue. Well, let's just start taking these out. Chayeshuna yebuja manzina gana man aytashi lirtalashi gana man aytashi lirtalashi ara gana
gana gana gana way martol maryam luma yedejene yemanya awdma yemar makazene nay shabal beranta motada worke ayeru tasmami ሰው ምናፈቅ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልርታለሽ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልርታለሽ ደንየ 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 ራገር የጎጃም ወይ ማሩ ደንየ እንኳን ሰው ቀርቶ ያጫውታል ያጫውታል ደንየ ጎጃም ተወልጄ ጎጃም አድጌያለሁ ደንየ ደግነት ፍቅር ወርሻለሁ ያሳይሻለሁ ደንየ 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 ዳሞት ቢተናንጓም ሰውበርማ አጣፍቶም ያለብሰው ፍቅር እንደሸማ ሰው ስራ ወዳድ አፈሩ ለምለም እንዲል ብር ሸለቆ ወርቅና ማርያም ደም 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 መቻየሽውና የጎጃም እንዝና ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልርታለሽ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልርታለሽ ገና 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 ቶቄን መቻየሽው የውሃ ቃኑን ለአገር ቀርቶ ለዓለም የሚተርፈውን ዲማም ተሻገሪ ዋሸራም ለፊ ሞልቶም ይፈስበት የቅን የጥራፊ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልርታለሽ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልርታለሽ
Okay, welcome back. We've unboxed all the pieces and there are a lot of smaller pieces and well, let's get ready. Well, we got this huge base. It's not as heavy as you might think, I believe, but it's pretty big. And we have these pillars, I guess we start with. We got this smaller one, I believe goes maybe right here in the back. Maybe I was right, I don't know. It's just, yeah, we were right. The smaller one there, and then we have this larger one. These are also not as heavy as you might believe too. Now we got the larger one. Maybe should go in. There we go. Wow, this already makes the piece pretty tall. Wow, as you can see. Next piece is this I don't know, samurai, like Asian line kind of thing. Wow, the paint job on this thing is amazing, guys. It's beautiful. You immediately get this Asian feel to it, and that goes in here behind and fits in perfectly. And next piece, I believe, should be Bane himself, and this is a monster of a piece, guys. Here we have a peg that fits in right behind, in the middle, right next to the line, and it fits in perfectly. Wow, this is huge. I believe next part should be this Winter Soldier kind of arm that you have right here, and there's a nice paint job on that too. Beautiful colors, a lot of detail, small parts, and I believe this piece should kind of fit in kind of at the same time with the arm, and you maybe should have put in the arm first and then put in the main body, and this fits in nicely. Wow, this is already a huge piece, guys. You immediately get the Bane feel. And next part should be the kind of huge shoulder pad from Bane that fits in right here on top. Wow, you feel this huge, massive presence of the statue already. Next part is one of his kind of body pieces that I believe fits in right first. There is a certain, accordingly there's a certain order you have to put these in, and the next one should be the kind of smaller one that fits in the front. These are held in by fairly strong magnets, except this one. Here we have a little mixed media with these strings, and we have a larger kind of part that goes in behind. It's also held in by a magnet. It's a little wobbly, I'll be honest. And then we have a fourth part that goes on his right leg, and it all fits in fairly solidly. And next part, I believe, should be one of his I believe what's a backpack, right here, and goes in right in his back. Wow, this energy pack thing, whoa. This gives the statue a totally different level of presence. Wow. And there's this smaller piece, strings, that fit in on the on his right side. I believe it's held in by magnets, and it holds in. Yeah, fits in pretty nicely. And next part, there you have his chain right here. I believe you'll have to hold that around his neck and choose whichever head you want. I'll start with my least favorite one, which is the kind of more Asian, like sumo wrestler kind of look. And you'll have to choose which way to go. I believe you have to play a little, like hold in the chain and put in the head fairly, like slowly in later. And next should be one of his arms. I don't know which one should we start with. I'll just choose this one, and this is with this kind of bent arm. Let's see that one goes in right here on the top, and there's a certain arm for each kind of weapon choice. There you have the cane, or you have the axe. Not sure which one this was. I believe this one is the axe, and I believe you have to put in the axe first on top, and then you hold in put in the bottom part, and it holds in right in the line, just like that. Wow, guys, this is beautiful. Hope you can see this and how impressive this piece is already. Wow, this is beautiful. And we'll have to connect these tubes, and well, you have the kind of cables. This here, you have another piece of mixed media, and you have the cables from the head that fit in right on top of the part from like the top part of the kind of backpack. And then we have the other parts of the backpack here from the left side that fit in his kind of left parts of his body, and you'll have to play a little to fit those in. It does take a little bit of kind of playing around and choosing and finding the right one for whichever place. And this goes in here, I believe. The one right here on top. guess these do fit in fairly well, some don't. Some actually really don't fit in well. They just have to kind of play around, manipulate, and find out how well each piece fits in. Like, and here we have the other separate cable part that fits in on, apparently it fits in here on one of the sides, I believe. I'll have to find, there's another part here on the bottom side of the backpack, and we have to fit in the first part of the of the kind of tubes, and but this is not really a well done part. Doesn't fit in too well. This does have a magnet, but it's not very strong. One of those or actually maybe I was mistaken. This part actually fits into the arm. The single-sided one fits into the arm, and these but the magnet isn't really much stronger here either. Guess I'll have to play around with this a bit. Whew, well, that was a little pain in the ass. Figuring out which tube goes where, and once you found where it goes in, it doesn't go in properly. You have to play around, use a little force, figuring out how to get them in, and the size of the little tubes are not right, and they don't hold in properly. There's like one here on top that doesn't hold in nicely, it always falls out, and that's not so nice. And one last thing I believe is the back here. You have another little mixed media. They have this rope that you have to connect to the other rope, to the other pillar, the other side, and kind of just to connect these, and that gives it a nice extra feel. A little bit gives a, how should I say, another kind of old touch. I have to tie it around a few times. So it holds in nicely, and just like that, and that looks pretty nice. And actually I'm personally a fan of mixed media. I enjoy it, mostly at least, and in this case this looks perfectly nice. You have those mixed media parts here are this rope and another kind of string and here in the middle in the front of his body, and it looks really nice, really beautiful. Wow, so here he is. Here we have Bane, Samurai Bane, and wow, this is beautiful, guys. I'm really happy and excited to own this piece now, and finally he's here. Wow, he's beautiful, amazing, phenomenal. I just love it. Wow, I don't know what else to say. Let's switch out the pieces. Let's switch out the head. Let's move to my more favorite one. Here we have the other head. Here more like a, it still has the Asian touch, but with a more kind of classical Bane look. We're wearing the full head mask like that. Wow, it's beautiful. I'm probably gonna go with this head, which I think looks much better. Here you really think, you immediately know this is Bane with this, and I just love it. Wow. Let's switch out the other arm maybe. I believe you'll have to take out the bottom, take out the weapon first. Take this piece out and switch out the arms. First, arm goes in like that. Here we have first, I believe you'll have to fit in the bottom part, and then the top part of the cane. Did I get fit in the right way? I think so. Believe we got it in. It just holds in there. There's no magnets, just the bottom and the top part, and it holds in there. Wow, this looks nice too. I personally prefer the axe. I think this option gives the statue more mass, makes the statue wider, and wow, when you're looking at it from the front, I think this version, like, I think gives it more mass and it's wider, and wow. And we'll have to connect the tubes again for this statue. Wow, that went pretty fairly nice. I think I'll have to look at this piece more in detail and get back to you on that. Wow, guys, I've had some time to really look at this piece and all the details, and wow, when you look at this thing, it's just phenomenal. It's just beautiful, and wow, that's all I can. I think that says everything. It's huge. It's got so much presence, and I mean, in terms of paint job, this thing's beautiful. The detail on this thing is insane. Like, you really think this is like real stone. I think that's done very nicely, and all these shoulder pads and these body kind of armor pieces. The detail on the paint job and detail on this piece is phenomenal. It looks very real, and on the back and you have these texture. I mean, all the kind of clothing of him is textured, and all the different colors, beautiful. And you have these kind of shoes or socks kind of things that looks all this small kind of armored kind of how should I say, like net kind of pieces are. It's just amazing, guys. And these tiles on the ground, it looks like you're in a real like kind of temple or Asian temple. And these pillars on the back looks like real wood, and this small stone like of lion or dragon, whatever it is, the stone and paint job. And the paint job on this whole piece is insane, and the body and the paint job of the body, like the skin tones, you have a lot of different skin tones where you have the tubes going in. There you can see all the kind of where you have the different colors of the skin, like where it goes a bit green, where you have the veins of him coming out, and where it goes, we have reds, greens, purples, blues. Wow. We have all kind of capillaries and veins of him, like kind of just like bursting out, and on the sides and on his arms. Wow, looks great. And wow, I'm just totally blown away by this piece. And in terms of, how should I say, like execution, like physically, I think this piece is not done very well. Like you have these, when you put it together, it doesn't, like all the small single parts, they don't hold in very well, like the magnets. Like you have this shoulder pad, it's kind of very wobbly, that's not done very nicely. And the tubes from the Venom, they don't hold in pretty well. They could have added maybe some kind of magnets to hold in better. I think that was a little bit sloppy. And some armor pieces on his back there, they don't hold very well. I think that's the only part where I could say like a minus for this statue. I think something I have to say is really done, that's done really nicely on this piece, is that there are almost no seam lines on this piece. Like where you fit in the single parts, I think the seam lines are hidden really nicely, especially with the arm that goes in. I think they really did a really nice job to hide the seam lines by having these leather straps on the edges of where the pieces go in. I think that's done very nicely. And you have on the neck, you have the you have the chain to hide that. Well, that's definitely a plus point for this statue. Wow. And in terms of concept, I mean, did they get Bane? 100%, 100+%. Did they manage to get the Asian, the samurai touch, the Japanese touch? 100+% again. So in terms of concept, 10 out of 10 from my side. I think that was done really nicely. The only downside of the statue, I think, is that when you look at the portraits, when you hold them in your hand and you look at them, I think the detail on these pieces is done very nicely. They're beautiful. You have these red eyes on the classical Bane kind of look. I think that was done very nicely. But as I said, like the downside of the statue is I think it's made to stand on a higher point, because when you look a little bit down on it, you don't see the face of the statue. You have to kind of look at it from the bottom to be able to look into the face. So that's maybe a little downside for the statue. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. And if we just switch out to the previous part again. Here we have the cane again, and with the more classical look of Bane. When I saw photos of this statue first, I thought, I knew immediately that I want to have that I would display with the axe. But when I see the cane in person now, I'm starting to like it more and more, because it actually gives, as I said before, it gives the statue more presence and mass, and it looks pretty cool too, awesome too, and it looks like he's just about to just jump at you, and it's a semi-dynamic or museum pose, but I think it looks great. I think this is definitely a reason to cheer from my side, so let's celebrate. Okay guys, so since we've had fun with this, and let's look at this dimensions of this statue. I mean, in terms of width, this statue is about, we have about 47 to 50 centimeters, and in depth, I would say we have about 62 centimeters. And with the cane, he's at the highest point. I believe here would be the pillar, and that's we have 51 and a half centimeters. And let's switch out the arm. I think with this option, the highest point would be the top of the axe, and this is, to be on the safe side, 59 centimeters. It's a little bit less, but very much exactly 59 centimeters. And wow, this I believe will probably be the way to display it for me with the X, and I think this will be the next mosaic for my Batman Samurai collection by XM Studios, and I'm really happy to have this, happy to share this unboxing with you, and hope you enjoyed today's show, and I'll say God bless you, God bless our statues, wish you a nice day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe, and have a nice day.
ያችገር አገር በትዝታ ነግሳን ትታየ ጀመረ ቀናይል ጨለማን አይመርጥልኝ ጊዜ ይዞ ይጭልት ይላል የናፍቆቷ ባዜ ደስ ያለኝ ተወልዳ ያደገች ቀሚሴ ያደገች ቀሚሴ ፍቅሯ የሚያድነው እንደ ዳማከሴ እንደ ዳማከሴ ወርቅናን አሻግራ ልቤን አጓጉዛ ልቤን አጓጉዛ አሪም አትልሞይ አንጥፋ ጎዝጉዛ አንጥፋ ጎዝጉዛ ያቺ ገራገር ሰው ያቺ ገራገር ባለች ንገናኝ እንዘያየር ባለች ንገናኝ እንዘያየር ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ያደች ባይኔ ላይ ድምፄን በማሲንቆ በክራሩ መስየ ድምፄን በማሲንቆ በክራሩ መስየ እስኪ ላዜመላ ልበላት ማርየ በባቲባ አምባሰል ደሞ በትዝታ በባቲባ አምባሰል ደሞ በትዝታ ባንቺ ወየ እልድራት ባለችበት ቦታ በሀገሯ አዜማ በሀገሯ ቅኝት በሀገሯ አዜማ በሀገሯ ቅኝት ያላዜመ የለም ያልዘፈንላት ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ዓለም ዘመናይ ያለች ባይኔ ላይ ያቺ ገራገር ሰው ያቺ ገራገር በትዝታ ነግሳን ትታየ ጀመረ ቀናይል ጨለማን አይመርጥልኝ ጊዜ ይዞ ይጭልት ይላል የናፍቆቷ ባዜ ቃላትን አፍርቃ ስትነጋገር ስትነጋገር ካንደበቷ ለዛ ይቆረጣል ማር ይቆረጣል ማር የንጉስ ሚካኤል የራሳሊ ዘር የራሳሊ